If you are an international student or you're a Canadian employer looking to hire an international student who's completed their studies, can that student work after completing their studies in Canada? And the answer is they may be able to work after applying for what's called a postgraduate work permit. In fact, many students may be able to start working even before they're issued the postgraduate work permit, but after they've submitted an application for this postgraduate work permit. Hi there, welcome back. My name is Donovan Francis. I'm a Canadian immigration lawyer at GOOSELAW Immigration. And we help businesses with their employees' applications. We help international students and others to submit their Canadian applications without the legal hassle. In this video, I want to talk about the options for working in Canada after international students are done studying. What options do you have for working inside Canada? Well, generally, in most instances, not all, in most instances, an international student, somebody who studied in Canada on a valid study permit, may be able to apply for a postgraduate work permit, which is an open work permit that allows them to work for any employer in Canada for a set period of time, typically for no more than 3 years or no less than 8 months, depending on the length of their program of study in Canada. So your duration of your postgraduate work permit is going to be tied to your program of study. If you studied for a year, you're likely going to get a 1-year work permit. If you studied for 2 years, you typically will get a 2-year work permit. However, if you completed like a master's degree, then you would get a 3-year work permit, and the same applies if you studied an undergraduate degree. Okay, so it's a range from 8 months or 1 year to 3 years as far as the duration is concerned. Now, the thing though is that not everybody who studied in Canada is eligible for a postgraduate work permit. If you completed your studies at a designated learning institution in Canada that is not authorized to offer programs that lead to eligibility for a postgraduate work permit, then you will not be able to apply for a postgraduate work permit. So a lot of private colleges and universities in Canada are not able to offer programs that lead to a postgraduate work permit. So that's going to be important to note. However, we've had instances where employers have reached out about a candidate that they've had who've completed studies in Canada at a designated learning institution, and they wanted to employ, but they were unsure. In those circumstances, assuming the candidate attended an institution that allows for the issuing of postgraduate work permits, then the employer in those situations would have an option. In fact, the employers, as an employer, you are able to hire a graduate from a program in an international student who's graduated from a program, an eligible program in Canada, and who has submitted their application for a postgraduate work permit and have not yet been issued that application. Even in those circumstances, because the rules do allow those international student graduates to begin working lawfully inside Canada before they've been issued their postgraduate work permits. Okay, so long as the application was submitted on time and so long as they meet the eligibility requirements around applying for a postgraduate work permit. One of those requirements, for instance, is that you should have been authorized while you were a student. Your study permit should have authorized you to work off campus, just as an example, right? And obviously, as I said before, you should have attended a DLI, you should have completed your studies as per the conditions on your study permit, and so on and so forth. But provided you've met those requirements, you would become eligible to apply for a postgraduate work permit, and you'd be eligible to begin working even before that postgraduate work permit has been approved by virtue of the rule allowing for you to do so. So if you're an international student, or if you're a Canadian employer contemplating hiring an international student who is in any of these situations. I hope that you found this video useful. And as always, remember to like our video so others will see more videos like this. Subscribe to our channel so that you'll be notified the next time we publish a video. And check us out on our website at go.gooselaw.com. Thanks. See you again.